Man, I feel like I only make videos on Twice now, like once a year. But when I get to do it, I love doing it. And this is now twice on Chaeyoung in a row. Because, guys, if you didn't know, I really used to be a huge fan of Twice. Back when they were, like, debut era. When I was, like, you know, a little K-pop baby just getting into the genre and everything. And Twice was just about to debut. I was about to make a pre-debut fan page for them. I'm like, oh, this group's going to be huge. They have so much potential. And they debuted with, like, Ooh Ah, and I loved them and everything. And I loved them through, like, the Likey era and slowly started to fall out of, like, you know, my Twice love as I got more and more into rapping. And it's just unfortunate I don't get to make, as much content on Twice anymore because, you know, they're not a rap focused group. But when Chaeyoung does her possibly best rap, obviously I'm gonna cover it. I did cover Icon last year, I think, or I guess 2021 now. I did make a video on Icon and went over it because it was her longest rap of 16 bars. Not the best rap in the world, but her longest, and I wanted to cover that. But we might have her best flow ever here, and I want to break this down for you guys. So let me show you what exactly this is. So I have it right here transcribed. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. There we go. So this is the flow for Moonlight Sunrise by Chaeyoung. And if you want to hear this like overlapped with the actual song so you can hear what this sounds like as a flow over top of her words, the link to that is in the pinned comment in the description. Go check it out on my second channel, not CarKpop, and have it up there just to avoid copyright from JYP trying to take down my channel sometime in the future for playing it. But yes, just some things to cover before I dive into what she's actually doing. It does sound a lot like Megan Thee Stallion's Sweetest Pie. It is a very, very similar flow. I don't have Megan Thee Stallion's flow transcribed, but if you listen to them, it does sound very similar, and what everyone's saying about that is 100% true. The flow is very, 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 very similar, which is a compliment for Chaeyoung. I mean, Megan Thee Stallion is a very well-established Western rapper. She is like at the top of the game, especially for women in the rap scene in the West. So with that being said, let's dive into what Chaeyoung is actually doing here. Now you can kind of divide this into two sections. She really does two flows here. You have this first one where she's breaking up a 16th and 8th notes with a little bit of heritas in between, and then this fourth bar right here, which is a diddle with an dotted eighth note cadence. So let's start with the diddle with the dotted eighth note cadence, because I think that's the part that stands out for everyone the most, which is this part, the baby da 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 feel it, which, you know, it's not the most complex thing at the end of the day, but it's not the most basic thing at the end of the day either. It's a lot more uncommon than just doing a normal triplet or stuff normally Chaeyoung does, and I'm very happy for that. She's starting to experiment more with her flow, and if she did write this herself, I'm very proud that she threw in this little diddle with an eighth note dotted eighth note cadence. And it's just really fun to listen to. So it makes it feel like it's going bit off beats because she's doing note, note, skip, note, note, skip, note, note, skip on a 16th. She's basically skipping every third 16th note. But at the same time, she's accenting the first diddle each time. So it's a diddle, diddle, diddle. And this is actually the same exercise that a lot of drum lines do. At least I did when I was in a drum line as a teenager. You would do a warm-up exercise. With one hand at a time, you go faster and faster to get your diddles warmed up. That's what she's doing, except with her rapping. Very fun. I kind of wish she would go over the bar a little bit, get some out-of-time feel, but hey, I'm happy we got some diddles out of Chaeyoung with a 8.8 cadence. It's always fun to hear this. I'll play this one more time. But let's look at the first three bars now, which is a little bit more simple. It's a lot more used to something that we would see from, like, this is very much like what we'd see, like, you know, Jenny, top peak of like a Jenny flow, and like DDD or do or something like that. Like, that's kind of what this reminds me of. It's just basically taking 16ths and eighths and doing the rhyme on each eighth. So every time you have two eighth notes in a row, you get a rhyme. So no rhyme, 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 rhyme. And then the diddles would have its own little rhyme scheme going on. But that's basically the rhyme scheme, and that's the flow. It's doing like, you know, she's doing like this, this first bar is basically double time of the rest of the thing. She's like, starts it off in double time and then goes into normal time. Normal time. So she only does it on the 4, whereas that first bar she does it on the 2 and the 4 to make it kind of feel like it's more of a double time compared to like just at the end of the bar, which she ends up doing. But still, really cool to see from Chaeyoung. A nice little mix up between 16ths and 8ths with the rhyming on the 4s, with a nice little rhyme on 2 to start off to make it feel double time, and ending with some diddles. Cool little flow, probably her best, I think. This is definitely something to brag about for Chaeyoung's rap skills, and I'm really glad I got another opportunity to show off some Chaeyoung rapping, because I do love me some Chaeyoung. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a breakdown. Hope you maybe learned something in my inability to, you know, use actual musical theory lingo and try to explain it with the normal knowledge. And if you saw my Patreon at the beginning, if you want to come support me, because I don't get most of my stuff gets eaten by K-pop companies. So if you have the means to support me, come do it. If not, come join our Discord. It's absolutely free, and I'd love to see you be a part of the community. The link to that is in the description as well. And as always, like and subscribe. I'm so grateful that you are here, and have a wonderful rest of your twice-filled day. Bye, everyone.